Chair. You know that sound a chair makes when you sit down? That little air hiss that sounds exactly like you farted, but you didn't? That was my guest chair. Cheap, no wheels, wrong style, and it made that sound every single time someone sat in it. And that's kind of where this whole thing started. Something you sit on, right? But when does it become more than that? I bought that cheap chair first on purpose. Not the one I actually wanted, just something that worked for the time being. And it taught me a lot. I didn't like how I sat in it. I didn't like the style, and yeah, that sound. But it gave me a list, the do's and don'ts of what I actually wanted. At one point, I almost pulled the trigger on a chair that looked like a Herman Miller. Close enough, cheaper, easy to justify, but it wasn't quite right, so I held off. I also tried a stool version for a while. It adjusted the way I needed, but no wheels, so that was out too. So I spent about 2 months actually looking, reading reviews, narrowing down the color, deciding if I wanted a rolling base or a fixed one, not rushing it, just letting the hunt be part of the process. What I landed on was an Eames molded plastic cast side chair, black, with wheels. It's mainly my guest chair for whoever's sitting across from me in the office, or when I want to change it up, switch it up, on the camera. My daily driver is still my Steelcase Amia, but the Eames surprised me. It's lightweight, the styling is exactly right, and it's held up better than I expected. Now I catch myself sitting in it more, even outside of guests being around. And then there's Herman Miller's wait time, 8 to 10 weeks, depending on the chair. So after 2 months of searching, I placed the order and just waited. That was part of it too. If there's one thing I hope you take from this, it's that you owe yourself the chance to actually go on that journey with a purchase. The cheap chair that made the weird sound, the stool that almost worked, the one I almost bought but didn't. All of that was part of getting here, because a lot of the time we buy on impulse. We don't think about why behind the decision. We just act. But the things that actually matter to us, the ones we end up living with, those are worth taking the time on. When you slow down and let it be a journey, you're not just buying a chair or whatever it is, you're building a story. And now, every time you sit down, you're not just sitting in a purchase, you're sitting in that story and everything it took to get here. So take your time with it. There are still moments waiting for you with whatever you end up choosing.